Hello, my name is Stephen Bost, and I'm going to tell a couple of stories that deal with something that's kind of mysterious, and that is the importance of a guru. These stories are true stories, what I'm about to tell you. They happened about 700 years ago in an area we would call Iran, Iraq, over at the Middle East. Ancient Persia, if you will. And these two gentlemen are Sufis. And Sufis are the mystical side of Islam. In fact, Islam doesn't recognize the Sufis as being part of their religion or their belief system. But the Sufis are very revered by the yogis. In my background, the yogis from India and Nepal, they revere the Sufis a lot. So I'm going to tell the story about these two gentlemen. Nizam Adine was the older one. He was the guru of Amir Khusro. And one day, there in, I think it was Baghdad, to be honest with you, Nizam Adine was sitting there with about 20, 25 of his disciples there in his ashram, his house. All at once, he gets up and starts walking into the town. His house, his ashram was outside of town. So he starts walking into the town, to the city. And he's walking and he's walking. As he's walking, more people start, oh, there's Nizam Adine, there's Nizam Adine. Let's follow, let's see what's going on. So more and more people come. So there's a huge crowd now following Nizam Adine as he's walking through this city. Well, then he starts walking into what we would call the red light district, and a little bit more of a seedy part of the town there. And he keeps walking, and he goes up to this house, which was owned by the madam there. And she was a famous madam at that time. And so Nizam Adine tells the people, wait here. He goes in and he calls the madam, and she sees him and knows who he is right away. And is, oh sir, what can I do for you? Whatever you want. Your wish is my command. You tell me what you want and I'll provide that for you if I can. He says, okay. He says, this is what I want. One, I want a room tonight, but I don't want to be disturbed. She said, okay, no problem, got that. He says, then I want you to bring out a tray covered with cloth with a bottle of syrup. I want a bowl of some cheese and a bowl of fruit, all covered. Okay, I can do that. So sure enough, she brings that out, and he's sitting there on the couch. All the people who came with him are now looking and watching what he's doing. I can't believe he's in this house of ill repute with this woman who's famous, and he's there, staying there. And so sure enough, he starts saying, well, they think what he's doing is drinking alcohol and eating pork. And so there's this murmur on the people out, oh, our guru, he's fallen. He's fallen. What's happened with him? Oh my gosh, he's fallen. Maybe he wasn't a true guru after all. Maybe he really was just pretending all this time. So all these rumors are going on the people outside, right? So sure enough, at one point, Nizam Adine retires to his room, shuts the door, and leaves the people outside. Well, one little group starts to go away, a couple more go away. Eventually, everyone leaves except for Amir Khusro. Amir stayed. The next morning, out comes Nizam Adine. And he comes out outside on the porch. All his devotees are gone. Only Amir Khusro was left. And so Nizam Adine says, oh, Amir, where has everyone gone? Where did everybody go? He says, they left, Guruji. They all left. He says, ah. He says, why have you stayed? Why didn't you go? He says, oh Guruji, where would I go? What would I do? You're my whole life. I can't leave. I can't leave you. He says, they've all left. I cannot leave. I have to stay. Where would I go? What would I do? So then Nizam Adine says, O Amir, I was looking for my successor. Now I have found him. Later on, Nizam Adine was at his house. A poor man comes to him. Now his daughters are getting married. Now over there, there's a thing called dowry, that the father of the bride has to give dowry to the parents of the daughter to make up for the lack of work that she's going to be doing in the family, cooking and washing and all these types of things. So they have this system of dowry to compensate the family for the loss of their daughter. And so, but he was a poor man. He had no money, and there was no way he could come up with any dowry for his children who were getting married. So he goes to Nizam Adine, and he's sitting there by his side. And Nizam Adine says, okay, the man tells him the story. He says, whatever anyone brings here, you can have. If people come, sometimes people don't. But whatever they bring for me, you can have. You can have whatever they bring. So the man, he's there. So he's there for 3 days and 3 nights. No one comes. Nobody comes. So finally the man says, you know, I'm getting hungry. I've got to somehow provide for my children. I don't know. I'm here. There's nothing. No one's coming. There's no food. There's no money. Nothing's coming. I don't know what to do. And it was, I know. I don't know what to say. Sometimes these things happen. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. He says, here. He takes off his old shoes. They're more like slippers than anything else. And he gives them to the man. He says, here, take these. Maybe you can sell them in the market and get some money for them. I don't know what else to do. So the old man says, okay, well, thank you, Guruji, thank you. I'll see what I can do. And he gets up and he leaves, and he's walking out. He's walking on the path away from the ashram. Along comes Amir Khusro. Now, Amir was a merchant, and he was very wealthy. He was coming to see his guru, and he was going to give his guru all of these camels that were laden with all these rich garments and money and silver and gold and all the jewelry, all these things that a rich merchant back in those days could have. Carpets, everything. He had 11 camels covered full of these goods. So Amir is passing the old man walking with the shoes, and he stops the old man. He says, oh, brother, what have you got there? Where are you coming from? He says, I was with Nizam Adine, and I was there to give, hopefully something, I could get something for my children, and I could then later on provide for their wedding. And he says, but nothing came. He says, oh, and so Nizam Adine gave me his shoes. And so Amir gets off his camel. He says, oh, sir. He says, I'll buy those shoes from you. The old man was delighted. He says, what will you pay? What will you pay for these shoes? He says, you take 10 of my camels, all loaded. Leave me one with my personal belongings, but you take the other 10. And this was like a huge sum of money. And the man was delighted. Oh, sure, no problem. Here, take these slippers. And they did the exchange. The poor man, who was a rich man now, took the 10 camels. Amir Khusro tied up his camel, and he went and he sat underneath a tree, and he took those shoes and he put them up on top of his head. He meditated for 3 days and 3 nights continuously. Didn't get up, nothing. Sat there and went in what they call samadhi. Deep, deep samadhi. He was gone. He had merged with the Absolute. The yogis say that the feet of a divine being, of a great guru, contains a huge amount of his spiritual energy, his feet. That's why you sometimes hear people wanting to wash the feet of Jesus and bowing to their feet. Well, their feet is what contains a huge amount of their spiritual energy. So his shoes had soaked up that Shakti, that divine energy. So by placing them on his head, he had created this force, if you will, this divine force that awakened his sleeping spiritual energy. And by that awakening, he became God realized or enlightened. So, after 3 days and 3 nights, Amir got up and is walking, carrying his guru's shoes with him, walking towards the ashram. And as he got closer, out came Nizam Adine on the porch. He was standing there. And he sees Amir Khusro coming towards him with the shoes. And he saw Amir's attainment. The great beings, because of their own state, they can also perceive another person's state. So a great being can perceive another's greatness. So we don't know so much because we're caught in this worldly life. We don't know the secrets about the spiritual side of life. We don't know this great beauty that exists within us. We don't experience it. So sometimes we go, wah, 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 oh, this world is so horrible. This world is just so bad. I can't stand this world. This person is no good. That person is no good. This belief system is no good. This government is no good. That government is no good. These people are a bunch of idiots. We have this type of poverty of consciousness. We don't see our own divinity, and with that, there's no way we can see divinity within others. But the great beings can. The great beings can see because of their own personal experience. They're coming from that place of knowing, not of not knowing. So Nizam Adine immediately saw that Amir Khusro had reached the highest in attainment. And so he said to Amir, Amir, what do you have there on your head? What are you wearing on your head? Amir says, oh, Nizam Adine, these are your shoes. And he says, I see. And I see what you have attained. He says, what did you pay for those shoes? What did you pay for those shoes? He says, I paid 10 camels that I was going to give to you, but I paid 10 camels with gold and jewelry and everything. I paid 10 camels for these shoes. Nizam Adine says, oh, Amir, you got them dirt cheap. What did he mean by that? That he got them dirt cheap? Because Amir had attained the highest, all for some trinkets. People go through many lifetimes to get to the point of this final attainment. What good are those worldly possessions if you don't have that inner attainment? So seek that inner attainment. Seek that divine knowledge. Seek that truth, that spiritual truth. Seek what the gurus have, what the yogis have, what the great beings have, is all within the realm of possibility. All is attainable if we only seek and look for that which is there but is hidden. Yogis say this great force, this great treasure, this great beauty is hidden deep in our hearts, like in the bottom of the ocean in a deep well. Look there. So we have to quiet our minds through meditation, through reading spiritual books, or whatever it takes to get us into that quiet space. We can go inside and we can get in touch with our own divinity. It's all there. And we don't have to spend 10 camels laden with precious items to attain that. Perhaps we don't. Anyway, thank you very much. Namaste.